So E3 has come and gone, and a lot of stuff happened, including the Battlefield Hardline Beta going live right at the end of EA's press conference, which was really the only redeeming aspect of that whole show, besides maybe the Battlefront teaser sort of thing. That didn't show much, but I was still incredibly happy to see it. Anyways, Battlefield Hardline is the new Battlefield game coming out this year. It is possibly the start of the series going annual, and is being developed in collaboration between Visceral Games, the guys behind Dead Space, and, of course, DICE. So, what's the deal with this game? How is it shaping up from the limited bit we have to play with, I guess, in my opinion? I'm really on the fence about this. I mean, I wasn't a huge fan of what happened with Battlefield 4. I didn't buy the game. It's the first Battlefield game I haven't bought in a long time. So, I was really on the fence about this going in, and when I first started playing it, I thought it was awful, just straight up terrible, because something about the weapon handling and recoil feels really off, and did until I started unlocking optics, and even then there's the occasional time where it's like, this feels weird. I mean, this feels different from even Battlefield 4, at least from what I played in the Battlefield 4 beta, and it's definitely not the same as Battlefield 3. Something just feels off. So that really irritates me. I don't know if I'm just imagining things or if it's something other people are feeling as well, because the gun handling is one of the things that I felt Battlefield has just got down pat that shouldn't be changed. And if they have changed that up, that's going to be really frustrating to a lot of people, I know. Hardline in general just feels like a reskin of Battlefield 4, like something that should honestly be released as like a large expansion on a Battlefield 4 rather than its own game. At least in the state it is right now, and I know this beta only has one map, 2 modes, and I'm sure there will be plenty more. We already know, I think there's 5 or 6 multiplayer modes. So it's still like there's the core gameplay itself. There is so little that has been changed to make it separate from Battlefield 4, and in terms of, and even visually, it feels like Battlefield 4. Like the map that we have, I forget what it's called. It reminds me a lot of the map that was in the Battlefield 4 beta. So it's just this really weird thing, because I feel that this is a game that really should just be an expansion of Battlefield 4. But on the other hand, sorry. There's some really good ideas for a cops and robbers game in here, and I feel that's held back by being shoehorned into a Battlefield title, by being forced to have all these elements that you'd expect from a Battlefield game. I think that this game would, that Hardline would actually do a lot better is if it was a new IP and it was just called Hardline or whatever, and it was a straight up cops and robbers game, and you can drop some of these elements of Battlefield that are being forced in here, like helicopters, attack helicopters. Helicopters I'm fine with, but they shouldn't have these, high-powered military attack helicopters. And that's something that bothers me. It's something my friend came in here who doesn't really game much. Like, he doesn't own a console. He only plays video games when he's over at my house. And I let him try the game out, and he said exactly this, that they should focus more on the cops and robbers, the actual war on crime stuff, and less on military-esque elements that do feel shoehorned in my opinion. And that can range from just the weaponry available to, of course, the vehicles. So it's a weird sort of thing I've got going on with this game. I'm not quite sure what to make of it, honestly. I'm not. In terms of the 2 modes available, I really dislike the heist mode. At least with this map, it's incredibly easy for an organized team of cops to spawn trap the criminal team, and it's just no fun. I don't find that game mode fun at all, to be honest. It's just, I don't think it's that good. Blood Money, on the other hand, is better. It's kind of a twist on Capture the Flag, I guess, or not quite Capture the Flag, but I'm sure people have played like games like this, like at camp or whatever. If they went to camp where, there's objectives or flags or whatever, and you have to go in and capture them and bring them back to your base, right? So it's sort of like Capture the Flag. I like it. It's cool. It's a neat little twist on things. And that's basically all I've been playing in the beta, because I don't like heist at all. In terms of graphics, of course, Battlefield's been known for having phenomenal graphics. The Frostbite engine is capable of some really beautiful games. But of course, I'm playing this on the PS4, and right now, the graphics feel like a step backwards from Battlefield 4. The main reason for that is there's just a lack of detail in the textures. Everything looks so smooth and shiny, and it gives the weapons a bit of a plasticky look. I really hope this is something that it's just, you know, this is an early version of the game. This is a beta. Usually when we get Battlefield betas, it's in like September, October, a month away from the game's release. We're getting this right now in June. The game's not coming out till October. So, I guess the two things to say about that is, one, hopefully this is an early version. The final game will look better. And two, since we are getting this beta so early, hopefully the feedback that is given on Hardline will actually make it in the game and make a difference on the game, so the game doesn't launch and is just a total mess like Battlefield 4 has been. And I know some people will defend the game to the death about how, you know, oh, it's fixed now and this and that. Honestly, I haven't played the game, I can't say, but I still hear so many horror stories about how it's an absolute mess. So yeah, I'm still on the fence. I was on the fence going into this, and I'm on the fence after a few hours, well, more than a few hours with the game. It could be, I know this is a bit dramatic to say, but I think it could be a game that either reinvigorates, well, I guess that's not really saying anything. Saying it could either reinvigorate or destroy the series. I've said this about games before. It's a lot of words that mean nothing. I don't think it'll reinvigorate the series. I think at best it's going to be a solid entry to tide people over until Battlefield 5 or Bad Company 3 or whatever is next in that series. Yeah, I think there's definitely a possibility. Well, of course there's a possibility, but I think there's a higher possibility than normal that this game could bomb. I guess the big plus I have for Hardline, the big thing I have to say is even in this early stage, like playing this build right now in June, and this build is likely from a month ago because it had to be, you know, tested and made sure it would actually work and released. So this is probably a build from May. It's more stable than Battlefield 4 was at launch. It's more stable than the Battlefield 4 beta was. You know, the 60 frames per second isn't quite locked. It usually dips into the 40s sometimes, but it feels really nice when it's hitting, you know, when it's hanging there around 60. It feels really, really nice and incredibly smooth, which is a huge, refreshing change of pace coming from Battlefield on the PS3. And another little tiny detail that amuses me personally is the spawn timer clock. It sounds like a higher pitched version of the 24 clock from the TV show, which I am a fan of. That's just a nice little detail that amuses me. But anyways, that's all I have to say about Hardline. I know I rambled a bit in this. That tends to be what I do with commentaries. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Comment, like, subscribe, share it around. If you're in the Battlefield Hardline beta, let me know what you think of the game right now. That's it. That's all I gotta say. I'll see you guys next time.